Have you ever wondered why Jesus said, "As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man"? Was he giving us a cryptic clue that the final chapter of history would look just like the ancient world before the flood? Welcome back to Mysteries of the Word. In this episode, we're going to explore one of the most mysterious and controversial ideas in prophecy, that the end times aren't something brand new. They're a repeat of the days of Noah. And if that's true, then maybe we're already living in it. The Bible tells us what those days were like. In Genesis we read, "The wickedness of man was great in the earth, and every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually." But Genesis also says something stranger. There were giants in the earth in those days. These giants, or Nephilim, were born when the sons of God, fallen angels, took human wives. The Book of Enoch goes further. It describes 200 angels descending on Mount Hermon, teaching mankind forbidden knowledge, sorcery, astrology, even weapons of war. The result? A corrupted, violent, hybrid world. So when Jesus warns about the days of Noah, he's not just talking about human sin. He's pointing to a world where evil is organized, supernatural, and global. Now look around today. Technology advancing at breakneck speed, even to the point of altering DNA. Violence, wars, and corruption filling the earth. The explosion of occult symbolism in culture and government. Secret societies gaining influence, much like the Watchers in Enoch. In the Book of Jubilees, Noah prays against the spirits of the giants who survived the flood as demons. God says a portion of them would remain to test humanity until the final judgment. Could this explain why deception and demonic influence are so intense today? It's not just sin. It's the same spiritual powers from the days of Noah, released again during Satan's little season. Jesus himself warned in Luke that people would be eating, drinking, marrying, and being given in marriage right up until sudden judgment came, just like in Noah's day. The Apostle Peter also draws this parallel. In 2 Peter, he reminds us that God didn't spare the angels who sinned, but cast them into chains of darkness. And he didn't spare the old world, but saved Noah, showing that the same pattern of judgment will happen again. And in Jude, we're told that those angels are still held for the judgment of the great day, which links directly to Revelation's vision of the end. So both Jesus and the apostles saw Noah's days as a prophetic blueprint for the last days. Here's a question few ask. If the Nephilim defined the days of Noah, could something like that return? The Book of Enoch describes fallen angels being released in the last days to stir up kings for war. In modern terms, we might think of genetic engineering, transhumanism, and super soldiers. Even too, Esdras says, "Monsters will be born, and salt waters will be found in the sweet, and all friends will destroy one another." A chaotic, distorted creation, echoing the strange world before the flood. Some researchers even connect this to ancient ruins, megaliths, and the legends of Tartaria, as if the remnants of a once great civilization were erased to hide humanity's true history. But here's the question: why would God let the world become like Noah's time again? The answer may be in 2 Esdras. After the final chaos, the world is silenced for 7 days, and then a new age begins. In other words, the corruption and deception of the little season are like the final test. Just as Noah's flood wiped away corruption and made way for a new world, the final judgment wipes away the little season and makes way for the new heaven and new earth. So let's connect the dots. Violence and corruption everywhere. Demonic deception rising, DNA and creation itself being tampered with, humanity distracted, just like in Noah's time, eating, drinking, marrying, unaware of what's coming. If the little season is here, then the days of Noah are already repeating before our eyes. And just as only Noah and his family were saved, Jesus warns us to be watchful, faithful, and ready for the moment when judgment comes suddenly. This is the mystery of prophecy, not a brand new story, but a cycle. As it was in the days of Noah, so it is again. In the next episode, we'll dive even deeper into the question, if the days of Noah are repeating, what role does Babylon, the great harlot of Revelation, play in the final deception? Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.